So I want to introduce you. So this is Carryna. I was very drawn to you. I saw that you had just come out with this book, which is beautiful and very exciting for you. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just read through it, and it was very eye-opening, and my interpretation of it was that it was a huge accumulation of knowledge packed into this simplified instruction manual, basically, on how to manifest the life more in alignment with your true purpose from source. That's kind of what I got from it.
I love that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean,
you got the gist of what it's about. Absolutely. And the thing that is very special about Let's Be Clear is that my intention was actually only to write a manual for my program that I was teaching at the time. But Spirit told me something different. Spirit said that, no, you're going to write a book. And that's what you're going to do, because it can reach more people than I would ever get to meet, whoever come into the classes, the presentations, the workshops, all the stuff that I do. And so I said, okay. I always listen to Spirit. I mean, this has been a lifelong journey anyway. And so we literally wrote this. Well, once Spirit said that to me, right? Then Hay House started to do a workshop, a writer's workshop. I didn't see the word a book writer's workshop, and I had already signed up for it, right? And I'm going, book? I don't want to write a book. What are they talking about? I just want to learn how to write so people can understand something so esoteric into practicality. Because in Sufi is science with practicality. So unless you apply what you know, why are we here, right?
Exactly.
We're here, honestly, to make a difference. Even if it is really just singularly living this beautiful, fulfilling life, we shine the light. That alone. You don't have to have a big cause or anything like that. It isn't that simple, because we get bombarded with stuff, right?
Right.
So Spirit turned around, and after the 4-day workshop, because I couldn't back out, and I wanted to back out, I go, okay, no, it's okay, stay here, you were put here. The very next day, June 25th, I started to write the book in my composition notebook, pen to paper, and finished it July 13th.
Wow.
The whole book.
Wow.
And ended up getting it published within 3 months after that.
Wow.
It's unheard of.
Yeah.
The only reason why is that Spirit was my co-pilot. Wasn't all me. And sometimes I go through this book just to kind of rehash a little bit, and I go, oh my gosh, I really wrote that? It's like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God, that must feel really awesome.
It does. It does. Because there is a story behind me writing a book. Did you want to hear it?
I would love to hear it.
With my grandfather, I was 5 years old, and he had passed. And he had passed in the big house, the big family house in Dorchester. And I was 5, and my cousin and my sister were 6. And we felt my grandfather after he passed. And we started to see him around the house. To the point where we did this little experiment. We felt him in the bedroom. But old house, you know how you have the keyholes?
Yeah.
Okay, so we looked through the keyhole. And my cousin first looked, and she didn't say a word, and her face was white. So my sister looked, she didn't say a word, and her face was white. And I thought they were just trying to scare me. They were always, picking on me. I was the younger one.
Yeah.
So I looked through the keyhole, and my grandfather was actually ready to turn the knob of the door.
Wow.
Needless to say, we all freaked out, screamed, went running down the stairs, and I don't know why, but we jumped up on the kitchen table and broke it.
Oh no.
I mean, why the kitchen table? I don't know. That was the highest ground, I guess,
Oh my gosh.
for us.
That's funny.
And so, of course, we got in a lot of trouble from the adults. We tried to tell them what happened. They didn't believe us. Okay, so then the three of us got back together and said, look, this is Grandpa. He's not going to hurt us. So he's here to be with us. So then we let go of that fear part, and then we started looking for him and talking to him, and he appeared so many different ways.
Wow.
After 2 weeks, he actually was under the lamppost outside from the window on a landing, and I saw him, and he waved to me goodbye, and then he just dissolved.
Wow.
But this is what it left me. Our physical body may be gone, but we are never gone. And so that put me on a path that I wanted to know more. I wanted to know how can I connect with him again? And all I did for decades is ask, how do I do that? And so all these different gifts would pop up, but I couldn't control them. And I always kept asking the question. Well, approximately 20 years ago, I was told, voice-wise, that you're going to write the how-to book. Of course, I scoffed, laughed it off, and got there's no way on the planet because I don't write. Fast forward, this was the time. And I wrote the how-to book. And I deliberately designed it as how-to. So people have a simplified method that they can see how they can start to literally change their life, get control of it, harness the energy that they are, because everything's energy. It's just that we're not taught anything about it, and we're separated from it. So if you read my book, guys, you won't be separated anymore.
Yeah, definitely read the book. It's well worth it. I mean, it's easy read. You just gotta, it's like a workbook too. So there's like little note pages. I love that. You can just work your own way through it.
Yeah, I deliberately put the pages in there.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes, and I do this too, when you're very busy, you grab this notepad, that notepad, and everything's scattered. So if you put the notes right in the book, now you have a reference. And you'll find that with each chapter, you might go back to another and say, oh, was I really solid with that? Was I really noticing? Was I really mindful? And you get to see the different notes, and it helps to solidify a foundation for you. So that's why I also put that in the book. They said not to, and I said, oh no, I am.
I love it. It's so part of the book. Yeah.
So that's the story behind the book. And
Awesome.
all this photography, this is my photography too.
Yeah.
And it was done deliberately that this is a quartz crystal. And I shot through the quartz crystal because we're talking about clarity, right? And so when you actually become crystal clear and you go through the portal, because it is like going through a portal, you'll see the little rainbows that are there waiting for you. And there is treasure for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And so I use this as like an adventure for people to find their treasure.
Yeah. It's so funny because that was something I was going to say, was that your writing style and like the way that you kind of laid out everything, it felt like a build your own adventure. Not story, but like your path.
Because
that's what you do say, like you're taking an adventure.
It is an adventure. And that's the thing. It's not about work or make it happen. Okay? When you approach it that way, then what you do, you contract the energy. And if you can imagine grabbing a handful of sand, and the more you squeeze that, the more it runs out of your fingers. It's the same thing with energy. If you try and make it happen, or we're always told, chase your dreams. Well, think about that for a moment. Chase? That's a carrot and a stick. You're pushing the energy away as you're reaching for it. No, you want to come centered, connect to yourself, connect to spirit, and that helps you align and start to attract. See, that's the big difference. So you don't try and submerge something. You don't try and get over it either. You replace it. So it allows itself to gently dissolve and be released and use in a whole different way the energy. But now you're more in alignment with what you want, and you learn how you're speaking and thinking and doing that throws you off your path and you don't know why. But you can learn very quickly to shift that.
Yeah, it's also like how you put a lot of quotes in the book, and one of them was like the joy is in the journey and not the destination, right? So and that's what, like, chasing your dream, like the dream is the destination. Like, no, your dream is like you're living the dream.
Exactly. And when you do that, though, more opportunity that you actually couldn't conceive starts to open up. Like this. I mean, we didn't know each other a little while ago. And what a lot of people may not understand is that the universe is going to work in your very best interest, the best good for you. However, if you give the universe opposing directions, since it's like Switzerland, okay, it reads that and it brings to you what you are emanating. That's why it is so important to get clear on every single piece. The clearer you are, the more the instructional part, energetically speaking, the more the universe can not only bring that to you, but then open up even more amazing things that you can conceive.
Yeah, this is so good. I love it.